statements issued by hosts, co-hosts, guests, and anyone else appearing on the show do not reflect the stance of the College of New Jersey or the NJDOE OSE. Please use your professional judgment when implementing strategies and resources within your practice.
Little adjustments, big impact. The AT Center presents AT Talks, where every voice.
Hey listeners, Brian here. Welcome to part 3 of our series with Camp Chatterbox. In this episode, we're exploring the camper experience and communication mechanics. As always, remember that Michael is a dedicated AAC user. Please continue to embrace the wait time with us. It's a powerful and authentic part of the communication journey. We hope you enjoy part 3.
Okay, Elizabeth, I have a question for you. So you're a recreational therapist, and we know that social opportunities are huge, especially for people who use AAC. Can you talk about the friendships that form here at camp?
Sure. So really what happens is with recreation and communication being the underlying theme, we kind of can't help but create the community every summer. So many of our families have such similar backgrounds, and I feel like when I'm there, I just watch these connections form very quickly. So I think something else that benefits the relationship building is how we spend our time. So at the end of the day, we're all at summer camp for a whole week. So we're spending time together, we're in nature, we're having fun, being silly, playing pranks, enjoying all of these things like a bonfire and the talent show. And just over the course of the week, the families, the campers, the siblings too, especially, bond and just become a support system that goes well beyond the week that they spend with us.
Awesome. Um, just a follow-up question, out of curiosity, the camp that you're at specifically, are there any things made accessible that you'd like to highlight that kind of differentiate it from a camp that's maybe not so accessible?
Sure. Yeah. So, Rising Treetops is the site that we use, and definitely to give them a shout out. Most of their campsite is pretty accessible. Something that I think makes it very special, like I mentioned, the bonfire. So it is in the middle of the woods, and there's accessible walkways and flat ground for everyone to be able to access it. We have a really awesome, gigantic pool that has not it has zero entry rampways, other accessible devices for getting people in and out as needed. Most of the cabins are fitted with accessible restrooms along with any equipment that our campers and families might need. Um, they have bed rails, shower chairs, tub benches, all of those kinds of things. We're able to use while we're on the site. Um, I'm trying to think what else. We have their heating, I would say they're temperature controlled for the most part. Luckily, we've had some very, very knock on wood, beautiful weather the last couple of years that we've been able to enjoy. And yeah, I do feel like the overall, um, you know, atmosphere at the camp still makes you feel like you're in the middle of the woods and in nature, even though, we are still in central Jersey and there's neighborhoods, next door. But I think they've done a really great job of making those spaces as accessible as possible.
Great.
Michael, you have
That's
thoughts on
awesome to
that?
hear.
Cool.
Everything is fully accessible, and I mean everything. It's extremely rare.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's definitely, I think, wanted to find out some more information about that because you're right, it's not your typical camp experience that it's accessible to everybody.
Yeah, I think Charles might offer you a gig, Michael, if you want to be like, do some commercials for them. If I mean, I don't think they're struggling, but like, yeah, you're a poster boy for like, yeah, this camp is
Sure.
amazing. Yes, you should go.
Michael,
All right.
so building all that history that you shared with us a little before, so you were a camper and you transitioned into being a mentor for the younger generations. How has your experience at Chatterbox specifically shaped your AAC use over the years? And did seeing other kids using devices help you feel more confident?
Yes, I have transitioned from being a camper to being a mentor to the next generation of AAC users. The transition was not as sudden as you may think, though. Around my 13th year, I felt like I mastered using my device, and Camp Chatterbox was becoming a place where I could just have fun, hang out with my friends, and naturally talk with people, not just through therapy. As time went on, I started to realize what the speech therapists were doing. They were asking the campers open-ended questions to get them to use their devices. At this point, everybody at Camp Chatterbox knew me, and I actually was asking about being a counselor. One day, during therapy, I decided to do something a little different. I believe my therapy group was making candy sushi. Questions were being asked to everyone, including me. At this point, I was already ahead in answering. So, I asked one of my group members what color of Swedish fish they wanted on their candy sushi. Everyone went along with it. It felt natural. It felt like I just became a mentor instead of just a camper. This encouraged me to keep asking questions, not just to my group, but to every camper during the day. To be clear, I was not constantly asking questions. No, I was still having a lot of fun during the week. This continued for several years until COVID happened. COVID absolutely obliterated the spectacle of Camp Chatterbox. I will give credit to Kat. Kat saved Chatterbox by doing it virtually. It wasn't perfect, but it got us through those times. After COVID, Kat invited me back to speak to the parents of the campers. It went extremely well, and now, every year, I go to mentor the campers. And I absolutely love it.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Kat, and for supporting um, the campers during such a hard time. Um, and it seemed like, that helped uh elevate you into, being a mentor, Michael. So that's great.
Yeah. Full disclosure, COVID camp, the first year was not me. Melissa Mulvey was there. She is the OG therapist. It was amazing. And then the following year, she was like, "Actually, I think I'm done." So she also, when I came on, we did the COVID virtual camp together, and then then I took over after that. But
Really?
um, yes, really, yeah, I was not expecting to take over, and then she was like, "It's time." I said, "Okay, it's time."
What kinds of things did you do virtually as opposed to, I know you really can't do the same things you would do in person, but how did you guys still make it work?
So the amazing thing was, as an SLP, you cannot do therapy with somebody that you don't have a license for. So we were, as the SLPs, Melissa and I were able to make videos to share with everybody, like silly things, singing songs, interviewing each other. It was called vacation,
Ah.
VACC-cation, right? All different places. And it was the rec therapy team and Melissa that kind of put it together because I wasn't really a part of the planning. I just kind of came in at the end and helped. Um, and so the rec team, they actually ran virtual groups because they were able to do that. So anything communication, like anytime that there was an on-camera thing, it was them. And then at the end, I did a sing-along, which I had been doing virtually for my business. And I would play guitar, and the kids would have a chance to like sing with me, and it
Oh,
was really fun. And we did the actual virtual give a stick too, right? I think there was a bonfire that somebody had at their house, and for each person that when they wanted to say something, she threw a new stick in it.
yeah.
It worked for what it was. It worked. It was nice.
Right.
Lots of creativity.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And Michael, I know we've been kind of commenting throughout the podcast, seeing when you might have a question. So, for listeners who are listening to us, while you use your high technology AAC device, you also use gestural cues for certain to mean certain things. So, can you explain how you use gestural cues along with your AAC device?
Oh, yes. Verbal communication has been a big part of my life since I was very little. Before I had a communication device, I used sign language, at least to the best of my ability. My muscles don't always cooperate, so my nonverbal cues are a little different. For example, for yes or no questions, I put my head up for yes, and I shake my head side to side for no. Another example, if I have something to say during a group conversation, I will usually raise my hand to signal I'm ready to speak. I have a whole arsenal of nonverbal cues. Some people can even have conversation with me without my communication device. However, I would like to make this clear. If my nonverbal cues don't work, please wait for me to type. I will explain exactly what I want.
Great. Yes. These all of these things together are definitely so important, and including wait time.
Yeah, that is a big one for sure. Um, this is Vanessa. Michael, we've obviously been talking a lot about camp and all the great and wonderful things from the past and up into the future and all the great components of it. But I was curious about your interests outside of camp. You founded Beyond the Chair, you're a power soccer athlete. So I was curious how technology supports these hobbies like gaming, and you mentioned playing chess. So I'm curious about your interests outside of camp.
Before I answer that question, at Camp Chatterbox, I never ever feel rushed, and I wish the world was like that. My technology is everything to me. I use it for absolutely everything. I actually fully designed, created, and built a customized controller so I could play my PlayStation 5. I'm a huge gamer, by the way. To play chess, I say the coordinates of the piece I would like to move, and then I say the coordinates of where I want the piece to go. Without technology, nobody would know what I was thinking, or what my capabilities could be. So I am forever grateful for AAC, and for my family getting it so early.
Thanks, Michael. Um, what video games do you like to play on your PlayStation?
Madden, poker, and interactive games.
Cool.
See, this is where we differ, Michael. I'm into the cozy games. But I guess poker could be kind of cozy. Something else you want to add?
I have to ask, who is winning the Super Bowl?
I'm hoping for the Seattle Seahawks, but what are you thinking, Michael?
My question is, who's in the Super Bowl?
For me, it's like it doesn't really matter. I need certain numbers to come out, and that's all I care. I need a 7 and an 8, a 2 and a 3 and a
Yeah.
2,
Agree.
a 1 and a 5, any of those combinations, and I'm happy.
And you're good to go. Yes, less about the teams and more about the other portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have a team you're rooting for, Michael?
Yeah.
I believe the Patriots dynasty is back, and I'm an Eagles fan.
Vanessa's shaking her head.
Yeah, we're not for the Patriots in this house, so I'm hopeful that that's not the case.
Go ahead.
Cool. All right, Kat and Elizabeth, Brian speaking here. Watching Michael, not only Michael, but other alumni, what is the biggest thing you want families to walk away with after a week at your camp?
So I would love to believe that every camper will become, like, our goal for everyone is to be a more independent, spontaneous communicator, right? That's what we're looking for our kiddos. We're hoping that the parents come away with a real understanding that AAC is for everywhere, all the time, and should be around and available. We also want parents and siblings to learn that modeling is a good idea. It's great and you should do it. But also that prompting needs to be faded, because we do see a lot of parents, because we're with them all week and they just prompt. Don't wait for the like, give them the wait time, like really teaching the parents how to really be good partners for their kiddos, and stop prompting as much. But finally, what we really want is a sense of community. We want everybody to feel loved and heard and know that there are people out there like them, struggling the same struggles and, like, overcoming the same battles at school or just in daily life, and that we're here to help them, and that they feel safe with us, and that, yeah.
I agree with that, Kat. I just think that, communication occurs in across all settings, right? So we are just aiming to support that sentiment, across the camp week and something that they can take with them every day.
Michael, you have something to add there?
So this is going to sound harsh. A lot of people think AAC is giving up on communicating. I don't understand why the hell they think that. Without AAC, I'm stuck in my house watching TV.
And that's a wrap on another episode of AT Talks. A huge thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. We love making this podcast and building this community with all of you. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here. The team at the Assistive Technology Center at TCNJ is dedicated to supporting educators across New Jersey. If you were inspired by today's discussion and want to bring high-quality, free professional development to your district, Vanessa and Madison are ready to help. To learn how you can partner with the center and build capacity in your school, head over to our website. You can find all the information you need at atcenter.tcnj.edu. And while you're there, we want to hear from you. Visit the podcast tab. There you can send us a question through our Google form, or even better, leave us a voice message on SpeakPipe for us to play live on the show. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on all our latest events and resources. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube with the handle @ATCenterTCNJ. And don't forget to subscribe to AT Talks on whatever platform you're listening on right now so you never miss an episode. On behalf of Vanessa, Madison, and myself, Brian, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
One small device helps confidence grow. School gets kinder when barriers fall from lab to library. Access for all. The AT Center presents AT Talks, where every voice has room. Tech that opens up the doors makes every classroom bloom. Experts and users side by side. me succeed. Yeah! Every shared story